and it's got all kinds of craziness going on here. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Social Strategies Simplified with Sue, where we break down the social media strategies of top industry professionals who are doing amazing things with their social media. And I'm really excited about this week because I work with a lot of people in real estate who know the power of social media, but there is still the fear of stepping away from the phone. So my argument is always, if you're on the phone, you're one-on-one, and if you're on social media, it's one-to-many. But there is a process to this, and Jennifer Beeston has harnessed the power of this. So as I always say, if you are not in, if you are not in the industry of the person being featured, please still stay tuned because these strategies and best practices can be applied to any business. But if you are a lender who has been resistant to social media, thinking that it may not work for you or is too overwhelming, and are still continuing to rely on those realtor partnerships and picking up the phone and just working that traditional hustle every day, I hope you will tune in this week because Jennifer Beeston has busted some myths and also addressed a lot of the frustrations that I have heard in working with many lenders over the last 10 years in my business. I consistently see them trying to create these powerful strategic partnerships with others in the business, which absolutely, this is critical. But part of the problem can be many of them rely on those partnerships. And then there can be a lot of frustration if a realtor that you've created a relationship with suddenly is giving referrals to somebody else. Well, if you give somebody else control of the referrals in your business, that is going to lead in many cases to disappointment and a breakdown perhaps in your pipeline. With what Jennifer Beeston has done, she has taken control. She has made it possible for her to not have to constantly be reinforcing the relationships with realtors in hopes that they will always be her source. She has created her own source. And what is that source? That source is YouTube. Jennifer Beeston gets over 60% of her leads from her YouTube channel. And this isn't just leads. In January alone, she had over 100 applications. Now, her number was actually up in the 170 area of applications, but she did indicate on this podcast, which I encourage everyone to tune into, that a lot of that did come from word of mouth referrals from past clients, but that a substantial amount came directly from her YouTube channel. So I love this idea that you can break this bind that you have by trying to constantly try to get these partnerships that may not always work out the way you desire. So please listen to this podcast. She shares so many amazing statistics, successes, but also the reality of it. So I know there are a lot of lenders that I've worked with over the course of my business who still to this day I hear making the same complaints as years ago. I just can't get those relationships. I can't get this particular realtor to give me the leads, or I'm trying and now, I had a good relationship. I haven't heard from them in so long. Well, those complaints may be going on 4 years later, whereas Jennifer 4 years ago started her YouTube channel. And now she's got over 18,000 subscribers and again gets 60% of her business from here. So her mission is, she says, educate, not sell. And that's exactly what she's doing. So if you take a look at her website, she actually has a little bit of a different setup than what I've historically demonstrated here on Social Strategies Simplified, because many of the past, actually all of the past individuals that I have featured have a very specific and clear structure of their website, which highlights their hub content and their hub channel so that it's very clear across the social media landscape what that is. Now, that's not necessarily the case in Jennifer's website or other social media, and the reason I still wanted to feature her is because it works. I am all about busting myths on the things that you must do. So, yes, when we talk about the hub and spoke content framework, does it perhaps serve you better if you have a website structure that specifically drives traffic to your hub channel and that hub content? Absolutely. But here's the thing, because Jennifer's hub is YouTube, dare I say, it's not as important to have a website and other digital landscape features that drive traffic there, because what she is doing is so heavily keyword driven. Her hub is the second largest search engine on the internet, right? So people are coming to her channel because they are searching keywords, they are finding her results, and they are landing on her videos, and she is getting business from it. Now, if she added more of these driving factors and calls to action to her website, might she get more? Perhaps. But you know what? I am fully of the argument that if something works, great, keep at it. She, on this podcast, that again, highly recommend anyone listen to, not just lenders, because she does talk about how she found the success by staying dedicated to this YouTube channel and how she simplifies the process, right? So you might come to a YouTube channel like this and look at all of this stuff that she's done. I don't possibly have the time to do this. Look at these thumbnails. I don't know how to create that. Step back and don't worry about that part, right? The key thing to focus on, and what she talks about in this podcast, is giving value, educating people, while also being on trend with what are the things that are happening in the industry that people are searching for. Now, in the podcast, actually, the interview host from Mortgage Marketing Radio does bring up this amazing tool called TubeBuddy, which I do use, and I can share the link to that tool in the comments. If anyone is interested, give me a comment, hashtag me, or I'll put it there so you can grab it after the episode. But what TubeBuddy does, and this is the little widget I have up here, is it actually tells you the keywords that other videos might have, and it also allows you to keep a pulse on search terms. And so do your own analytics. So if Jennifer is doing, and she does a lot of work with VAs, Veterans Assistance Loans, she has a great passion about that. And so something else that I love doing here on Social Strategies Simplified is showcasing people who also demonstrate a really strong social purpose in what they do. And so she's really passionate about helping veterans get mortgages and homes. So what she does is she'll create videos, look at her analytics, she can see what terms led people to those videos, and then do more of that. So that's the idea of having a strategy by which you plan specifically the content that you are going to create, because you know it's important to the audience that you're speaking to, and then continue to do the data and reporting that will guide you into that next phase. So she is not simply creating a video willy-nilly, putting it up and hoping that it sticks, right? She specifically says in this podcast that she plans her content with intention. She records in bulk. So again, this is where we create our system. 1, plan your content. What is it that your audience needs to hear that's popular and important and will help you be of service to them in the next month? Plan that out. Then plan a day. Maybe it's a day, maybe it's a couple hours. It may be longer if you're just getting started, but as you get better and better at this, it takes less time. So plan a chunk of time where you're then going to film everything that you planned out in that content list. Then once that's done, get somebody to help you with the editing and the thumbnails. Now, before you say, see, that's where I can't do this because I can't afford that, right? No, talk to me about that. I can help you do that. There's also sites like Fiverr that can help you do that. Once you have a structure like these thumbnails that you see in front of you, a lot of times people go, I can't do that. You can. Simply, you can set up a template in Canva so that someone supporting you, or even you with some training, which I'm happy to help you do as well, can switch these things out, change some text, swap out a picture, upload it to video, upload it to YouTube, and put your thumbnail on there so you have this eye-catching branding that when someone searches important terms on YouTube and YouTube suggests your video because it's really good content that's crafted with intention, then they also see that thumbnail, they see you and the branding and the topic, and they're in. And that's what is working with Jennifer. She did not indicate anywhere in this podcast actually about doing ads. I don't know 100%, but I do believe that this is really organic, how she is gaining this reach, because she did talk about the keyword use being educational, and she knows the power of good content. So if you are a lender, or anyone else, but I know, like I said, working with lenders, there is a struggle and there's a fear of getting out of that historical pattern of focusing 100% on realtor partnerships, events, and making those dials. If that's scary for you, listen to this podcast, follow Jennifer's channel, see what she's doing, and feel free to get on my calendar for a quick free chat about how you can also create this process for yourself. Jennifer noted that she's no longer trying to build these relationships or doing events to wine and dine people. Her business is coming from the true people she has strong relationships with, clients that get her referrals, and like I said at the beginning, 60% from her YouTube channel. So take a look. Think about what your expertise is that you can bring to the table. Write out a bulleted list. Just say 4 topics that are very important in today's world that you know you can share your expertise on. And always remember that what is basic to you can be life-changing for somebody else that does not know and who has never navigated or experienced these waters before. That's something else I also hear a lot of my clients in the real estate industry say, is that they think I say the same thing all the time, or people already know this. No, what's basic to you, again, can be life-changing to someone else who has never dipped a toe in this experience before. So don't discount any of your knowledge, no matter how basic it is or to how advanced it is. Make that list of bullets, commit to doing at least one video, and see what happens with that. And if you would like to talk about a structure to implement the systems and get the training to make this an easy process for you and start to get some leads from another area that you completely own and control, please feel free to reach out, drop me a comment, drop me a direct message, and head on over to socialmediavault.com. It is free. Just put your email in, create a password. You will have access to all past episodes of Social Strategies Simplified, as well as some other great resources and learning tools that you would not otherwise have access to. So I hope you've learned some fun things in this episode, maybe change some myths and perspectives around how you can generate leads on social media and why it works. Go create that bulleted list of 4 points that you'd love to share with the world. Even just get on your phone, make a quick video, share your knowledge, and feel free to drop me a note if you would like any guidance or support in that process. So I look forward to coming back tomorrow to share more of the spokes that Jennifer is using, perhaps in accordance with best practice, perhaps not, but you know what matters? It's working for her. All right.